quick intro to my first YouTube video. This is the edited version of my live stream of development of the bubble satisfaction game. This is part one. Let's get started. What my game idea is will be a simple bubble concept. So this is going to be a mobile phone. This is like some notch. All I'm thinking is it's going to be filled in circle, stroke, green. There's going to be bubbles floating around the screen, and when you touch the bubble, what's going to happen is it's going to multiply. So it's going to split into two bubbles and maybe change color, something like this, and then it's two. I'm not sure how the scoring mechanism, maybe there's going to be no scoring mechanism. It's just going to be some satisfaction game. Call it bubbles. This will do. Bubbles. Let's just do SWC, whatever that is. And cool. And why did that do that? Let's move. Okay, this is perfect. We have the React app. What we need to do is install some dependencies. Let's go bubbles.tsx. I think this is good. Well, I have to use that, obviously. Don't think I need this anymore. And I can import this in. Okay, how's this? It is a square, but we want bubbles. Circle. Perfect. Circle. Could try and make this full screen. Okay. Now, yeah, okay, perfect. Think everything is good, got no errors. Let's create the engine in the app context. Why is the example out of date? Engine? Why is an error? Giving warnings when I'm getting an error. New project, so my config is not set up nicely. Perfect. Now we've created an engine for the physics, and we want to add this into the physics engine. Okay, so here we have a example of how things are going to work. Let's add this to the engine dot world and then engine dot world. And then we can have a function, update function, updates the Matter.js engine. Engine.update. And now what we want to do is have a delta here. Let's call this onTick. We have onTick delta ms. Which returns something. You can use the application from Pixi to get the ticker. Then we add a function. To the app context onTick, and then move here. Looking good. Now we add this to that, and now we tick. And we also want to update UI, which is the bubble. Once this is loaded, once the app is loaded, we will return bubbles game. Oh, we have the bubble back here. Bubbles game. And yes. Okay, and now we want to move this to the app because that's where it should belong, I think. Just moving it up a level. because that looks like that. Perfect. Now that's good. We're going to have a bubble here. Bubble is going to be a real bubble. This is going to take in a X, a Y, and a color, I guess. Specify the X and Y here as opposed to in the callback so that we don't have to invoke the callback as much, which ultimately reduces how many times we call the GPU. And then that means we can specify this 0, 0. The size, the scale, X, Y, scale will be a number, but I believe scale can also be specified here. Props.scale, but this can be color. Now we should be able to draw a bubble. Now let's say we want to call the bubble. We call the bubble. Bubble can be red. And error context must be within provider. Context internal like this. Now let's check and perfect. We have another error. App.ticker. Then we return. This is working. And now what I would like to do is add the bubble positions. Here we can have the list of bubbles. We can call it a bubble entry just so we don't have conflicts. We need to give it an ID for React to be happy. We need to give it an X for me to be happy. And we need to give it a color for me to be happy as well. And we need to give it a scale, the bubble entry. And we can define this as an empty array. So once we update the engine, we get the list of worlds. And this list of worlds can be collected ID, body.id, x.x, y, body.position.y, and color. .fieldstyle, .fieldstyle, scale, and scale, of course. And hopefully the body has a scale. Maybe the scale can be proportional to the mass. A bigger mass means it's going slower. That's kind of fun. Black. Perfect. I mean, all random, but don't know why that should be undefined. I think it will be undefined if I do something weird in Matter.js. I like to use this type. I stole this type from another project, but this is what I'm thinking would be cool. Equals new value. Now the way to use this is we set here the new. Okay, cool. Now this works here. We still have a circle here. And let's see what will happen if we add in bubbles game const bubbles equals use value app or app context bubbles. Now this is going to be an array. Now we have a bubble. We have a bubble entry. Now we can create key would be bubble dot important for React to know when to re-render and when not to re-render. Bubble dot x bubble Why, something like this, and then bubble. Okay, no, let's just stop here. Now, where is my... Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Hopefully the frame rate of my recording is fast enough so you can catch that, but you can see the bubble is falling. I'm doing something right.